Let's check your work from the first example. You should have noticed the inscribed angle I intercepts the arc NK. So, since the inscribed angle is half the measure of the measure of the arc must be 50 degrees. You also probably noticed that angle N, if you extend it, intercepts the arc that's 184 degrees. And I know that angle N has to be half of the measure of the arc that it intercepts. That means the measure of angle N must be 92 degrees. A couple of ways to find angle K. One is to notice that if you take 180 degrees and subtract these two angles added together, which happens to be 117 degrees, you end up with a measure for angle K, which would be 63 degrees. To double check that that's correct, I can extend the sides of my 63-degree angle and find the intercepted arc. That intercepted arc has to be twice the measure of the inscribed angle. 63 times 2 is 126. Now if I add 126, 184, and 50, I should end up with 360 degrees. Let's use the conjecture about 90-degree angles inscribed in a semicircle to find the measure of this arc CD. I can see that CD plus DU is going to be part of the arc that's inscribed in angle R. Since angle R is 90 degrees, I know the arc has to be 180. So if I take 180 minus 45, I will end up with the measure of arc CD. Next, I'm going to look at this 90-degree angle, the angle at U. If this is 90 degrees, and this, which we just found, was 135 degrees, I know that this arc, CR, is 180 minus 135 degrees, which gives me 45. If I subtract the three arcs that I know from 360, that leaves me with 135 degrees. Now, curiously, if I then take this 135-degree arc plus the 45-degree arc right here, I end up with 180, meaning that this angle must also be 90, which leaves this angle to be 90 degrees as well. Now let's take a look at the triangle sky. In triangle sky, they give me one angle, and that is my 90-degree angle. So if this is a 90-degree angle, I know the intercepted arc, SY, must be 180 degrees. I know that this arc must be 50 degrees because it's marked 50. If I take 180 plus 50, and I subtract that from 360, that gives me this arc measure. From the previous conjecture, we learned that the measure of the inscribed angle is half the arc. That means that extending angle S will give you, you can easily see now that KY is the intercepted arc, which is 130, meaning this angle must be 65. And that would leave, if you take 180 minus 90 plus 65, that will give you the measure of this little arc angle, which I hope is 25 degrees, because it has to be half that arc. It's an inscribed angle whose vertex is on the circle, and it intercepts the 50-degree angle.